sad story from Wajir that could soon have a happy ending. On Friday, KTN News highlighted the plight of Abshir Salat and his story of isolation and neglect in the face of a rare skin condition. Today, well-wishers had him airlifted to Nairobi for specialized treatment. But as our in-house doctor, Mercy Korir, now reports, many other children in Wajir are not yet that lucky.
Abshir Salat's story of isolation and neglect has been a sad and desperate one for 10 years. But today, that story took a different turn when he arrived in Nairobi, scheduled to see doctors at the Kenyatta National Hospital, which is much better equipped to handle his condition than the health facilities in his home county of Wajir. His plight touched the hearts of many on social media, who then took up a collection for medical expenses and to guarantee his travel to Nairobi.
Pictures came in from the ground, that is Buna. People really saw that this is an issue that is happening. So I would like to tell Kenyans that we should go beyond Twitter, to at least go into our villages, into our rural homes, to dig into these issues and then bring it out to so that at least the government can also assist.
But Abshir is not the only one tormented by the skin condition called ichthyosis. Miss Kibule, also from Wajir, already made her trip to Kenyatta and is well on the journey to recovery back at home. Mama Ole's two children, 9-year-old Abdia Hassan and 4-year-old Abdurrahman, are still in Wajir County yet to receive treatment, but hope that their story will be told differently too soon. There could be others out there yearning for help.
I want to send an appeal to the parents and relatives with children like Abshir to actually come out, because they will be helped. There's so much stigma attached to such conditions.
While the condition is considered genetic and not contagious, its reported occurrence in Wajir County has seen the county government isolate a ward in their referral facility to specifically help manage this condition. Though there is no known cure for ichthyosis at the moment, the condition can be managed with the involvement of the relevant specialists. Dr. Mercy Korir, KTN News, Nairobi.
Indeed, hope for those children there. Now to our continuing series on the impending closure of Dadaab. Tonight, Sharon Mamanyu speaks to one girl who has been to Somalia and back. She says she knows exactly what awaits the many girls currently living at the camp when they get to Somalia.
As the clock ticks for the closure of the most famous refugee camp in Kenya, many households here already know what lies ahead, and that is because some of them have been there.
If we go there, what I'm sure is that we'll be having kids and we'll be begging on the streets if we go there, because no one will care you.
After 7 years in Dadaab, Rahma Hussein went back to Somalia with her family in August 2015. They moved back willingly. But Rahma wouldn't stay. Early marriage and no education is what her home country had to offer.
As a Rahma now, I have seen everything there. I have encountered a lot. So I'm telling the Kenya government to at least give us time to complete our education.
This is the story of defiant courage by a refugee girl determined to get an education.
I'm 19 years old. I was born in Mogadishu, especially in Bakara. We fled from there because of the wars, civil wars in Mogadishu. Then we came here 2009, arrived. Then we got registered as a refugees. We were staying here at least for 7 years. Then the family decided, after being in the refugees, the family decided again to go back to their country. And it was not my willings and decision, but it was the influence of my parents. I had to go back with them because they told me that they cannot leave me here because of the cultural effects that always hinder girls' education in this refugee.
After 2 months in Somalia with no school, Rahma's father arranged to get her married. She is 19 years old.
My father, he told me, if a girl learns how to write her name and how to add something, that's enough. You don't have to get married, get kids and be somewhere. Then I told them, I believe God, I cannot marry now, and I don't want to marry a man whom I didn't know him, and he's not educated, by the way, he's old, at least 40 or 50 somewhere.
She reached out to her former teachers at the camp with a plea for help.
I discussed with them my problem, all the issues, then they advised me, your parents, they're the ones who are destroying your future in their hands. So you should have to go back to the refugee. We will send for you money, you just go back.
Rahma's thirst for education has grabbed the attention of the world. She received Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani activist for female education and youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate, when she recently visited Dadaab for her 19th birthday.
It would be very difficult for girls to go back and there's no school. And Rahma, she's a clear example. She went, and she went back to Somalia. There was no school in her village, in her area, and that's why she came back, because she wanted to get her education.
You cannot walk and buy something for your own. If you go, you will be killed with no reason. Who killed you, you don't know. You are raped, who raped you, you don't know.
Rahma is the face of young refugees who find it difficult to access education. The UN reports that only 50% of refugee children are in primary school and 25% of refugee adolescents in secondary school. It gets worse for the girls.
It's like here in the culture, the girls have to be next to their mothers. So the mothers are not convinced that they can still leave their girls behind and go to Somalia and wait until they finish their education. So that's one of the challenges that we have. And what I think for me is the repatriation will affect the girls, not unless we have proper strategies of ensuring that before we take them out of the camp, we have already established schools in Somalia where they can go and transit.
The most important thing that they are looking for in the camp is education. Back at home in Somalia, there is very limited infrastructure in terms of that provides or supports education, and therefore the youth who are left back in Somalia have no access to formal education.
Many of the refugee youth are yearning for an education that could be the freedom from dependency, yet caught in between a fed-up Kenya and an ill-prepared Somalia. What is the place of the rights to education for refugees and displaced people?
So I cannot be registered as a form for student because I'm not having any document from the agency. I'm not Kenyan, neither refugee.
The uncertainty that is complicating an already painful exodus in the waiting. Sharon Momanyi, KTN News, Dadaab, Garissa County.